Hey, who's Tapper?
Me.
Yeah, what do you like running taps or something in the bath or something?
Yep. That's where I got my name.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful. Bryce. Bryce. Do I have to walk over there?
Come on, Bryce, get your act together. How good is that shirt? My goodness, eh?
Does it fit? No.
Working by the bleachers, and all of a sudden I heard the car out there. I'm like, well, that's got to be.
So, tell me about this Pinto. Obviously that's not yours, but he's done a pretty amazing job of making it look like it is.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you saw this?
There's no words that I can explain that says how I feel what he done for me. Back in the day, we used to have one that looked exactly like that and raced it, me and my brothers. Well, then my brothers, and so they decided not to do it, so I did it by myself, and then that got so expensive I couldn't afford it anymore. But because I know Tony spent a lot of money on this car to get it restored to what it looks like now. But when we was doing it, the whole front end was fiberglass and all that, so
Yeah.
it was but what he done for me, I don't know a son. I haven't found a son that's done that yet. So
Yeah.
because he's proud of what he's made
Yeah.
himself, and I'm so super proud of it too. So
Tony
great,
never
great
brags
kid.
on himself either. You get that?
Never
Yeah.
brags on himself.
You wouldn't know him. You in a crowd, you'd never know.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
I like people like you too. Same thing.
Well,
But he
we're
grew
lucky
up
to
in
do it.
racing?
Yeah.
And we've been in racing ever since. I mean, when he was little, well, he come and watch me race and fall off. So, but no,
And that Pinto sure does look pretty.
oh, it's pretty, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Man, and he's just so proud of it, and I'm so proud of him for putting it out. So,
Yeah. It's a cool looking hot rod.
Yeah.
And it's a Ford. We love Fords.
I'm a GM man for 24 years on the line.
What does he know? What does he know, Dave?
He don't
You got
know
some weird
anything.
friends.
yeah.
Like the extra 500 didn't really seem to bother me much.
And I heard it on the shift really good.
Okay, okay.
So I mean, you had it nailed.
When I shifted into second, the shift light came on and it never went off the rest of the way.
Well, you might have been above 6,000.
Well, I could be, and I didn't look. I mean,
Right.
I was just so focused on where I was heading.
Yeah.
Is
It
this
could
the
be
hardest
that.
thing you've ever done in your life?
Yes. I've raced go-karts, stock cars. I've driven a sprint car. And for me, this has been the toughest thing. It's the coordination. It's the mental checklist on the line.
Yeah.
Getting everything right. And then my inexperience on the tree. So all of those things together, it's overwhelming at first, but so this is my 8th pass now since I've owned the car. And some of those things now, when I rolled up there, I had already done them when I thought about it. So that's a gain. So I'm happy, super happy.
The last time you told me, well, the first time you told me you were doing this, seems like a long time ago. When you
Yeah.
were going to get the car for Dad and
Yeah.
get it all done. How long has the process been?
So we looked for the car like legitimately for about 2 years. Then John found the car in Pennsylvania, and after he spent about a week convincing me that I really should do it, I drove to Pennsylvania, got it. It's been almost a year ago that we debuted the car to my dad. So it's 3 years in the making, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And so what's it like to finally drive this thing?
You know, I have so many memories and emotions of this place from being a kid. When I was a kid, we went to Walt Disney every weekend. The only difference
Yeah.
was it wasn't in Florida, it was in Eddyville, Iowa.
Yeah.
And so the pits were on the other side. And when I look over there, it's all cornfield now, but I still see things that, I remember from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so now to get to finally do it, because when I was a kid growing up, we had enough money for my dad to race. Me racing was never an option.
Yeah.
So now to get to do it in a car that like symbolizes my childhood is pretty awesome. It's pretty cool.
It looks amazing. It just looks amazing. You got to be happy the way it turned
I
out.
couldn't be happier. Corey Brand wrapped it. Frosty, the guy that hand lettered it when it was the original car, hand drew the lettering so that we could cut it out of vinyl and lay it on there so that it was absolutely right. We blew up pictures to kind of figure out the placement of the logo so that it was just right. And I couldn't be happier with how it looks, quite honestly. It's perfect.